Quick mic check for people in the chat. If anyone can hear this, is this good? Can you hear me? All right, I think we are good. Welcome everybody. Thanks for coming along. I'm hoping that I'm dipping. I should be dipping out with my audio. Let me know if the music's too loud. We did have to tweak it last time. Let's jump in. So, we're back. I hope you guys had a good week and a good weekend. Certainly I have. Let's see. We've broken everything here. I bet you any money. It's gonna break. All right, no talking. That's okay. Welcome back. So what am I doing? Right now I'm looking at this remix workflow, which is about to go into the DJZ workflow section of Foda Flux under, I think, ironically, it's under captioning tools, but I think I'm probably going to do like a remix folder for some of these. I think that I put it in the root. The point is, it's an evolution of the recaption enhance that we made not so long ago. This is an old version because it doesn't even have my custom file save name structure thing that we did recently. But essentially, this is merging Quen and WD-14 into a single workflow. It looks like a bit of a mess, but that's because I've allowed you to switch between text to image and image to image with one button. And it's having to switch some resolutions, some denoising, it's switching some latents. I I've injected my trigger for my Lora, which is loaded. I've got my string painter in there, producing a prompt that looks like this. A skeleton with red hair adorned with a red cape stands in a dark textured background. The skeleton holds a sword in its right hand, and the background features a gradient of red and black, giving the image a dramatic and eerie atmosphere. And then a bunch of tags as well. And this is one of my dataset images, which I've used to feed into the vision. Using the prompt here. Using precise language, capture an impression of the image. This description should enable the subject of the image to be reproduced. Identify important artistic details. Ensure smooth backgrounds are less detailed. Basically, I was trying to mitigate a problem I was having. Oh, look, all of the previews are gone. That's fine. So, oh, well, let's do it again. So, yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. What I'm going to do, let me just see. Is everything good? Everything good? Yeah, everything looks good. This is only stream number 2, by the way. The main feature today is I want to take a look at some of the Loras that you guys have submitted over in our Discord. So if I just pop that out real quick. So as you can see over in our Echo. Right, let me sort it out, boys. Give me a second. No more echo. Okay. Yo. Okay, so we're back. Let me know if there's an echo anymore. If there's an echo now, it's the room. Because I've got headphones on now. So, before we had an external speaker running. So, that is now off. Alright. Okay, so basically, I want to take a look at some of your submitted Loras. We have a Flux Lora section. And I want to take a look at some of those. So in about 20 minutes, that's what I'm going to be doing. We're just going to download whatever people have submitted in this forum section here on our Discord. There's going to be quite a few of them. And then we're going to run some bass prompts and stuff. It's going to be fun. So that's going to be in about 20 minutes time. But until then, we can get rid of the Realtek audio jack panel, thanks. Until that point, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be taking a look at this real quick. So this is something that I've been working on the side. It's like a big project for renewing data sets. So on the top level, what we have is running in text to image. So we take the loaded image, we use image size adjuster to find the best aspect ratio. Obviously it's 1:1 here. Okay. We're then going to be using image to image with 0.07 denoise, so it's barely touching the image at all. All right. Going to be using shift 1.5. Also, I am loading my Assassin Carb model, so I'm experimenting with taking some of my work, training a Lora on it, and then using that Lora with image to image at extremely low denoise and 1.5 shift, and using LLMs to recaption it so that we get a more accurate caption. I've also thrown a string in there. I don't know why, I just have. I like to know whether it'll actually make any difference or not. Might be interesting. So, hey, I like to try things. And then essentially we're creating a new image. So this is the image that we got out. Now, I like it, but it's trying to be too artistic with the backgrounds. It's trying to make them look like, you know, it's doing too many effects. It's doing too much. And so I was trying to look into ways of mitigating that. Another thing I noticed is that this union, I don't know if you can see this, but every step it's reloading everything. That's a thing I've not seen before. So without ControlNet, just using my old, you know, sampler custom advanced, by using this one, it'll just be like straight through. Okay, it'll do all 20 steps in one, you know, one bar. But if you notice, as soon as you use this ControlNet union thing, got Flux, so instant X Flux 1 dev union ControlNet, and we're using, this is a ControlNet tile implementation, tiled diffusion. We've used it before in the past, and it does make great remixed images. A little bit crazy. I mean, it does look kind of like a shield with a sword. I don't know. I like my remix sort of thing, because it's 0.07 with high shift, so it does redraw the image, but it's not a completely new image. You see what I mean? Like, this is going somewhat away from what I had. This isn't, you know, this is an Assassin Carb style. If you want to say this is Assassin Carb the character, this is the style, but it's not the, it's, you know, it's not the same. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky, guys. So anyway, what I did was I tried to push this process instead of through a traditional sampler, and it's okay. I guess the seed is different, but I ended up making this, and again, it's like the background is so, it's like he's showing off. You can't just make a simple background. And I swear his hair is trying to turn into his other arm there, which I'm okay with. But the music feels too loud to me. Hopefully I didn't just break the setup. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, if you guys got any questions about this, it's like I simplified down my retagging system to just be this. So we've got some exclusions that we don't want it to make when we do WD-14. Then we slam it all together, and then that gives us our enhanced caption, and that's the prompt. Okay, so it's like auto. We're using describe, I guess. You know, and then push that through, load the Lora, which is why I've added the trigger word. But what I wanted to do was I was thinking about this. I was thinking, it's all well and good having all this automation and stuff, but if I now want to use it in text to image mode, right, it's still going to take this image to generate the prompt, which kind of makes it only useful for that. So if I just do that now, and I'll show you what would happen if there was no image being pushed into this. Okay, and obviously it's going to generate the image, which is going to push into the next section. Because what I did, I set it up to generate an image and then use that image to push through. So we're not doing tiled diffusion on the original. We're doing tiled diffusion on the remix. Go. See what I mean? It's, obviously, it's like not my. It's a good image. I like the quality on the sword and stuff. Very clip L heavy there. Is it going to carry on, or is it just going to stop? I can't tell what it's doing. Oh, it's decided to do this one first. Sometimes it does things out of order. I think it's because the chain means it has to do something else. That's okay. Right. So basically from here, what we're testing is a couple of different things. The ControlNet Union is the only one that has a tile for Flux, a ControlNet tile. As far as I know, there may be another one. I think there's two. There's Union and Union Pro. I think they're made by different people. And they might both have tile, actually. I don't know if they're different. I'll have to find out. But yeah, as I was saying, it's a little bit of a strange behavior to see it sort of reloading the models on every step. I've never seen that before. I thought it was me. I thought I did something. I was like, did I do this? But it seems to do it on this side and this side. So, I mean, maybe it's just the way that the control net works. Hey, if it was, then that would be new for me. I mean, maybe it's the tiling. It could be there's 20 tiles. Hey, that could make sense. I am using tiling. Yeah. I'll just have to assume it must be that. I don't remember specifying, you know. We'll see, won't we? Right. So like I said, in about 10 minutes time, we're going to take a look at some of the community stuff that people have uploaded. If you didn't upload your model, now's the time. You don't need to actually upload the whole thing. Just send us a link to your Civit or your Tensor, wherever you put your model. Still time, guys. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll just carve together a nice workflow and we can throw some images down and see what people have been making. See what I mean? This is, yeah, of course. Text to image, baby. But of course, it's text to image, but my Lora is loaded. So I don't know what the hell it's playing at right now. And it's so slow. So I think when we do our bit, we're gonna not be using control net tile. It takes forever. Make one image. How long did it take to make one image? Lies, 0.97 seconds. Nah. Where's the total amount of time? Don't know. 1 second. It's a lies. Surely there's a total number. Or maybe, well, 20? It can't have been 20 seconds. It felt like way longer than 20 seconds. I'm being gaslit by this timer. Oh, 0.9 seconds. Right. I mean, look, these are good images. Again, it's gone a bit crazy with the backgrounds. I'm not sure if I like that. Crazy. It's making textures and patterns everywhere. Doesn't need to. Didn't need to do that. So which one is best out of those two? I mean... Oh, it's a tough one. The face is better over here. But the arms have turned into metal spikes. This one, the arm and the chest, all that's better. And the sword is better. It's tricky. The hair is way better defined over here. But I prefer the background. Actually, no. When you zoom in, the background is all broken glass again. Don't like it. Whereas the original method I had, this is okay. Good anatomy, good face, good background. So I'm not really sure. Let's take a look at the files. Maybe there's something about the files. Do I need like especially large or something? I mean, hey, maybe they're huge. Alright, 10 minutes until we start looking at Loras, guys. So let's have a look. So what am I saving these as? Foda Remix. Foda IPA. What? Oh, that's Coda. We're all the same. Remix CNET Union. Here we go. See, when I was getting images like this, that's not bad. But again, look at all this stuff. It's just too much stuff going on everywhere. It might be that you need depth as well as the tile. So I was only testing tile on its own. Oh my goodness. And then you get stuff like this, like what's turned into an electric guitar sword. I kind of like that though. Look at that hilt. It's like a key or something. A heavy metal assassin. So obviously I was experimenting with batch processing of data sets because I wanted to know if we could quickly reprocess an old data set, give it a bump in resolution, and then also recaption it for training. Now, as it happens, we're going to be doing that experiment as part of a deep study on data sets. So, probably won't be these images though. If I'm being honest, the CNET Union side of this is a bit of a failure, but that's just because of the way I'm using it. See, if I take a look at, these are the ones that I would retrain. These images look great. There's only a few little sort of stamps, and to be honest, I don't mind that it kind of looks a bit like a brush stroke or an ink stain. I was trying to, this is what I'm trying to avoid though. I don't want this. But hey, it's easy to brush that out and it doesn't affect the character. That's why it's so strange. It only affects the background scene. And it might be that it's learned some paper texture. Could be. And then it's just going crazy trying to detail it. You know, so like it saw a bunch of brush strokes and then it was like, oh, I'll put paint cracks on the brush strokes. And then it was like, oh, now I'm going to turn them into lines because these are clearly lines. And then it's gone a bit crazy. But otherwise, these are good pictures. The character work is good. I like the style, which is what I was trying to train. It's like this grainy, scratched out mix of red paint and watercolor stains. Really cool. Anyway, that's pretty much where I was at with that. Let's see, we got 7 minutes. So let's take a look at customizing this. We've already saved it. So I'll just give it another one and then let's carve this lot out. That over there for now. Okay. So we're going to be using text to image. Now that was something which I wanted to address. So at the moment with this system, it's taking the prompt from this image vision system, right? So maybe when I put it onto image to image, that works great. But perhaps I need another switch any. Okay, it might be worth showing you how this works. So my intention is to put this to be a conditioning switch. Okay. I'll just rename it conditioning. And the idea is that when I'm on text to image, I want one prompt. And when I'm on image to image, I want it to derive the prompt or derive part of the prompt from the image for me, right? That's the automatic clip vision stuff, right? But when I go to text to image, like I said, maybe I don't want it to use this image because, you know, this image might not be relevant to what I'm trying to work with. So there's an example of what you might want to do. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to change the select to an input. And then, because I've already got a switch, match them up. So now, when this is on position 1, input 1 gets chosen. When it's on position 2, input 2 gets chosen. So we don't have an input 1 yet. We have an input 2. Just so we can actually hook this up. Show you what I mean. If I put that there for now, this is the final image prompt. So if I just put it into input 1, and I'm going to put it into input 2 as well. All right. Now, obviously, I'm going to put a different prompt in input 1, but see what happened there? So to stop it getting confused, right? it needs to have an input, and it can be the same for now, right? But what's going to happen now is whatever prompt gets put into this input 1, that will work with position 1, and then position 2 will work exactly as it has been up until now. So that's what's going on. So we've got the 2 texts are coming in there. So what I probably do then is come off the string and just go into both again. Now, you could be generating a clip L prompt and a T5 prompt separately. You could do that, and it's gonna. But I find it's not gonna hurt. Anyway, I tend to just put them both in there. It's fine. You could argue you get more precision if you actually put a. So we could do it here actually, because I am generating. These tags are more for clip L. And then the output from the Quen is more like what a T5 would be. So it would be possible for us to do that, but I don't want to overcomplicate it. It's too crazy. Too crazy. Okay, 3 minutes, guys. Can I get it done in time? So this is going to be bringing in the most of it. So then we've got a text concatenate here. So what I'm going to do is just move things around a bit to reflect what we're doing now. So this is all part of the original prompt. There we go. So we've got a string weight on the trigger for my Lora. And then this is the actual prompt coming through in the middle. And then we've got the string painter on here. And that gives us this, which is the full prompt. Okay. Alright, and then that gives us a bit of room to move this down a bit. And then I just take that, copy, and then Control Shift V. Bring it up like that. Put that into the input 1. Now obviously I don't need to take my caption from there. So I'm just going to put the painter in like that. And then we have the same setup. And it disabled my thing. There we go. Just looking at it. Yeah. I think that's about the same now. But the prompt is just Assassin Carb style. Okay, so there isn't really a prompt right now. And to address that, what I'll do, put that back to there. And are we going to search today for me? I did type something, honest. Prompt. Look at it. Messing me about, guys. We're gonna pick Cog Video Fantasy. They're quite choice, right? So then what this will give me is a string painter to do my string painting trick, a nice prompt, and then we can inject whatever. In fact, we don't even need this, so I can put it into the prefix. Should be able to do it like that. On the space, I think you might have to do. Yeah, it's actually a bit cleaner that way. Turn that off for now. Alright. And it's past. So we've officially wasted enough time to get to the main feature. Oh. I gotta sneeze. Maybe it'll come back again. Okay. Randomize, seed. Should be fine. Oh. Excuse me. Big sneeze. Right then. So if we have this on text to image mode, and currently I'm using a generated prompt, with the assassin card, because obviously, where's my Lora? There's my Lora. Right. Make sure that's good. I think it should be good. Let's give it a go. Yeah, see? That control net union thing was weird. It was like having to completely reload all of the stack every time it did a step. Never seen that before. Okay. Hey, that's pretty good. Look at that. God damn. Why is it making another one? Did I ask for two? Have I selected batch somewhere? No? Maybe I clicked it twice? I don't know. It made two though, didn't it? Didn't it just make two images? Is it because there's a line break in the prompt? It is. That's strange. There shouldn't be a line break in there. I wonder where the line break is at. Ah, maybe it's the... This does take multiple lines. All right. Let's do a different prompt generator instead then. How about not the true world? And then let's take a look and have a look at the first Lora we're going to check out. So I'm going to scroll up. I can't go. Can I go all the way to the beginning? Whoa. Oh man, it's a long way. Okay. So that's a lot of my stuff. I don't want to miss anybody out. Excuse me. Pop style. Take a look. All right. And we wouldn't have been able to do this 2 weeks ago. I do want to say, moving into the new office, it's been worth it. And I've been very, very busy. However, it was very disruptive. I totally underestimated how disruptive it was going to be. It was more like moving house. You know, I thought it was going to be a small deal. You know, like, oh, just move the computer. No big deal. Nope. Took about a week. Lost about a week. Crazy. Okay. So we are now going to refresh it. Might have to also click refresh in here. But yeah. Okay, so first things first, let's see if we've got the model. It was called pop art style, so I've got it in Flux Peoples. Flux People, Catalyst, we've got a whole bunch of them here, you know. We're pop. So let's have a quick look. Strength 1, clip, skip 1, and that's our trigger. So I'm going to do this like everyone would. Where's my thing? There it is. See, this is why I need it. Pop. Open this one up. Yeah, actually, what we want to do is we want to make sure that the trigger is the most weight, and then normalize the rest. Actually, like that. Look. Right, there it is. Read the notes. Pop right, you know, and then taking a look at the demo, the pop art painting of that. Pop art painting of. Okay, so what I might actually do is add a pop art point. You know what I mean? I'll put that in next. So we'll do one first, and then I'll say a pop art painting of. We'll get rid of that as well. Don't need that now. That'll make the first one look bad as well. Okay, so we should have the correct Lora loaded. Alright. Go. What's it doing? How's the music? Still good? Too loud? Mic level good? Let me know. Thanks, by the way, guys. Appreciate you guys coming along. Okay. So we got a pop art house. Remember, I'm generating pictures of houses right now, so that's not the best. A pop art painting of a house. So I think what I'll do is swap over to my S3 captions, which is probably a little bit nicer. Let's delete the tasks and start again. See what we get this time. Probably another building from the last run. Whoa, what the... It is actually pop art style. It's a truck with like some kind of... I don't even know. And my planes are backwards. I like it though, it's kind of tough. Aha! What was your prompt for that? I'm going to move the prompt over here so you can see what it is quick. A black and white drawing of a robot's head with gears on it. Hey! What's going on here? Bless this model. It's trying to do its best. There we go. That's what I asked for. I think there must be a delay on what I'm seeing. Yeah. So, okay, so this prompt is for what it's making. This is the... Right. So really what I need is what was the previous prompt, you know? Because like, as soon as this changes, the image doesn't. So this is the... That's really good, actually. So what's this one going to be? A painting of a village on the edge of a cliff with waves crashing in front of it. Nice. Nice. That's what you want. You want it to be able to, you know, still do the pop art style with lots of different things. I call that elasticity. So, like its ability to transform into things that it weren't necessarily trained on, but it still worked. Ooh. Ooh. That's a rare spawn. These planes are actually flying from right to left, and they're very rare. They're push canard. That's actually a really good image. Oh, damn. Interesting that it's... right, of course. Oh. Yeah. This is good pop art. A little bit busy, but that's probably my prompt which is causing it. Black and white drawing of a rocket ship with stars in the background. Oh, this one should be. And so yeah, so it's gonna. This is more like up next. Nice. That's sick. That's really good. Two people standing next to each other in front of a giant statue of an owl. Come on, that's quite difficult. Two people in front of an actual statue of an owl. I wonder how much it can get. It's quite tricky. Damn. Did pretty good. Okay. Just checking the comments. There's no special requests, but we'll move on to the next Lora because 10 minutes I think is pretty good. Like I say, yeah, it's pop art. What's this? A car driving down the road with the sky, with the clouds in the sky behind it. Hell yeah. Alright, so let's stop this one. What's up next? Ba-dum. Laura Sant Card. So just be fair. Last one was South Bay J. Nice work. Nice work. It looks really good, and it is very elastic. It was just taking every prompt I throw at it. So now, let's check out Debatastic Cliff 519. Okay. Or is it Debatista Cliff? Debatista Cliff? I've probably said your name like 8 times wrong now, so I'm going to stop butchering it and get on with it. I've probably already downloaded it. Let me see. No, I have got a whole bunch of them, but not that one. And it's done. So we'll put that in there. And get back to our thing. Oh, very good. That's super cool. Super cool. Alright. Okay, so then we're going to be doing basically the same thing here. Let's just say community. Where is it? Shift Lora review. Whoops. Let's just give this one a quick save. Okay. And then back to it. Peoples. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining. A little bit of a chill hangout on the Sunday evening. I started the stream a bit later today because I figured that a lot of people were unable to make the 3 p.m. my time, so we're still going to mess around with the time and find the best one for everybody. Then might actually do a second stream at a different time, but we'll see how things go. We're definitely getting there. Am I like going past it? There it is. Okay, we got it. So let's take a look at the notes. Okay, we've got no trigger words. Here. Vibrant kaleidoscope. No triggers, huh? Alright. Yeah, 11:43 a.m. here in Cali. Yeah, that's what I figured. So basically at 8 p.m. is you guys midday. So what I'm trying to do is do it in an evening Europe time, and that way it's lunch afternoon for American guys. And that way, hopefully, we can get everyone to get a chance there. Laura Flux. Maybe that is the... I'm just like try typing that in. I mean, obviously, I could just take this whole prompt, you know. First things first, let's just run the thing. I got a fix seed on? Yeah, I got a fix seed. Okay, let's fix this so it doesn't go nuts. Did I miss anything? Oh, strength 0.5. I did miss something. Recommended by the author is 0.5. Okay. Do another one up. Hello everybody joining in the chat, hanging out. Thanks for watching. Basically what we're doing is we're taking a look at some community trained Loras. Still got my pop art trigger in. Look. See, we're getting there. We get there, guys. We get there. Let's just disconnect that for now. See, I thought there would be a trigger. I thought the trigger was going to be Lora Flux Skyward Sanctuaries, to be honest. Is he here at the moment? Is he here? Probably. Don't know. He might have been able to tell us. That'd be nice. So yeah, it still had pop art in the in my prompt. Ah, there we go. Right. So now we're getting some sci-fi type stuff coming out of here. So what was the text prompt? Woman in a futuristic suit holding a gun in front of a futuristic city. And we certainly did get that. Right. Let's go again. Should be the same image. Yeah. It is. It's all locked in now. Alright. Well, let's try something cheeky. Just change the hex string. See what it does. You never know. You never know what the effect of changing an A to a B is. See what it does. Oh, look at that. It got rid of the letters, changed her jacket. The gun has changed. Her finger positions has changed. Actually looks better than it did before. The face is the same. Buildings are slightly different. The windows. I'm gonna get another one as well. Oh wow, the face is even better in that one. Damn. I didn't expect the string paint to be so effective that time. Ah, there you go. There's Ford. Ford AI Debatista. I got you. Yeah, it's working. I just wanted to know if there was a trigger word or something. What the best trigger, if there was one. I'm going to try chucking this in here. And then we'll put the increment so we get a different prompt every time. Same seed, different prompt. What do we got? Futuristic. Woman in a futuristic suit holding a gun in front of a futuristic city. I don't know. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it is. It's giving the sci-fi vibes, which is the main thing. Keep going. A man in a gas mask and a woman in shorts walking down a road. So there's nothing there that would be like, you know, it's only the Lora Flux Skyward Sanctuaries. If that's the trigger, I don't know. Let me see if I can go and steal this. I'm going to steal all of that. And, interesting. There, well, that is what I asked for. So let's see if I can... probably just put the whole thing in here. And then if it's too strong, turn it down. Yeah. Probably won't matter. Let's find out. It's a big prompt. And then we'll be looking at the next one. I just wanted to see if I could really pull the style out of your model. I think maybe I just needed to hit some more of the tokens that you've used. Ooh. Woman with pink hair standing in the middle of a city at night. Isn't that amazing? You had all this prompt. Hang on. Let's bump this up a bit. That was amazing. probably put it onto 4-step. Yeah, I wanted to try and get a Skyward Sanctuary. I haven't got... I want to get a good test prompt for it as well. Ah, there you go. Look, see, it is coming through. It's just a question of getting the right tokens. Yeah, this is good. This is good. See, if I now get... watch this. So if I now get this, put it onto image-to-image mode, and then get downloads, go to just now, and not this, that's something else. Put that there. There we go. Okay, so let's see what it tags it with. Not a skeleton anymore. Ah! Stop. A futuristic cityscape rendered in 3D style. Interesting. All right, so who's next? Who is next? The next one is Lora Flux, a timeless vision of ancient wonders and futuristic marvels. So we'll take a look at that one next. I didn't want to do the same people twice in a row, but I'm just trying to do them in order, to be fair. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Seems like it needs a bit of an upscale, but that did work. Let's just, I just want to up the denoise on this one real quick and just give them more, because that's like, more like an upscale. Didn't really do anything for me. So, let's try that one more time. While it's doing that, let's take a look at the author's page. So this one would be Timeless Fusion of Ancient Wonders and Futuristic Marvels. Now, I could be looking at like the top Loras, guys, but I wanted to check out the ones that have been submitted in our Discord. And if you have a Lora you want to submit, there is still time. So go ahead and chuck it in our Discord. There are join links in the description, I think. I like this GIF you've got for your background. That's cool. I don't know if you made that or if it's part of this website, but... that's cool. Okay, this model generates things. I need triggers, man. I need triggers. Is it because when you did the captioning, it doesn't actually have a trigger in there? Is that why? Because it could be. Interesting. So if I put the Lora in the right place, as usual. No, that's not it. Come on, download it. Get it, download it twice. Download it 3 times. Download it 5 times. It'll be better if I download it more. Back over to Comfy, give it a refresh. Probably just this refresh, but we're doing both anyway. And then I'm going to take that prompt. Not the whole prompt. It's interesting. Text to image, and off we go. Okay. Wow. Okay. Looks good. Nice. I like how it's got human eyes. You know, like glass eyes. Oh, wow. And there's somebody having dinner up here as well. People live in here. I love it. Okay. So, the question is, what happens when we start throwing stuff into it that isn't like this, right? Let's see. Ancient weathered humanoid face. Okay, an ancient. Right. So, what I can do, yeah, is I can just take out everything but that part. Yeah. And then throw in not the true world. And if we're lucky, we'll get something cool. I could also put it on the image to image mode, right? And then we could do kind of the same thing. So we could put the same prompt in at the beginning here. Reactivate those so we can see what's going on. Okay. And the idea here is I'm going to guide the image. So I'm going to do copy clip space. Oh, I think I was too late. Copy clip space and then paste that down there. Right? And so then that way we're concatenating with not my generator, but with what it thought it was. And then for extra bonus points, what we could have done is we could combine them both actually. So I could have had like a third mode, but like I say, I don't want to get crazy. You know, you make one change at this point and it does create a bit of work. But once it's all up and running, it saves you a lot of time. So, just in case you've recently joined, we're doing a community Lora review. So we're just going to take a look at people's Loras. No real restrictions on the conditions for entering. We're just grabbing the links. So post up your links in the Flux Lora sharing group in our Discord and I will take a look. I love how it's got human eyes. That's something special. Let's go again. It should be taking... Bust the man's head. So what have we got it on? 0.4 denoise for image to image. This should be good. So that was text to image, I believe. Or at least extremely low denoise. I want to get a bit more creative. This on instant. Yeah, see, nothing. Didn't really change, did it? Let's put the denoise up. 0.6. I'm not really seeing any difference. Nothing. No change. Okay, so if I'm seeing no change, there could be a number of reasons why. One, my denoise is too low. Two, my Lora strength is too low. Three, I'm not using any tokens that were trained with the Lora. No change. 0.9. And we're out of time. It's making the faces. It's doing what it was supposed to do. I just couldn't get it to do... I couldn't get it to interoperate, that's all. But again, this is all because I don't know what your triggers are. When I have Potroy, I can use that and definitely anchor into your style. But I don't know what your tokens were. I mean, it might. Wait, we're not on that one now. We're on this one. So it might be, for example, if I take this prompt here, there's got to be something in here to hook into. Maybe steampunk Mac and Victorian era people might do it. But I'm having to sort of guess. I don't. Methylation issues. What, like silver in the fish? Yeah, it's probably because I haven't done any mastering on them. These are just AI generated, so I can't get done for copyright. You know the style, guys. Yeah, basically, all of these tunes came out of Udio, the latest V3, I think it is. Udio V3. It generates 2 minutes and 11 seconds exactly for every track, every generation. What's up, Fred? Welcome, welcome. Okay, so there we have a mech with a Victorian. It does work. It does work. Okay. It's just all this is I would get better results if I knew what your tokens were. If I knew what your tokens were. I just need to know what your triggers are, and then that helps. Okay. See, my Not the True World doesn't have any tokens because there's thousands of words in the tokens, and so it kind of hooks into everything. Not really, mostly the architectural stuff. But yeah, I wanted to let's see. Okay, so the next one is going to be Lora Flux Space Exploration. So do we have a trigger? Well, you've put something here, which is a good start. Let's download this one. Okay, so for this one, we're going to need to put that trigger in there. No. In there like that. If we do image to image. I do believe. Okay, I'm just reading the chat, guys. Right. There. There we go. Little bit of latent radio for you guys. I love the skits. They don't even. There's not words. It's just. It's not even words. I love it. I don't know what it is. It's crazy. Okay. So what do we got? We've loaded in a new loader. A new loader. Come on. People. Flux people. Flux people. Submitting Loras. Here we go. There it is. So let's just read the specs. Strength 0.5. Okay, I'll follow the advice first time round. There we go. Text to image. We're using the recommended prompts. String weight can be 1, it's fine. I will disable the Zenkai for now. So let's just get what it wants to be. There it is. And then I'll start looking to see. I'm gonna skip to South Bay J's underground comic style because we've done a lot of the same stuff. Oh, battle ping. I love it. Okay. So now what happens when we introduce something else? It's a space station. Kinda. It's a big old mountain. And that is... I love what when AI does stuff like this. What's going on? Just try to imagine how this could happen. You know? What would it be like? Crazy. Still there. Okay, so we added in a few of my bits and pieces. Okay. Neo future style. That's interesting. Where's it getting that from? Of course. Getting from not the true world. So let's put it to something other than that. No. Already established that's no good. Gotta use S3. Let's go. See, if it makes any difference, it'll be surprising because there's so much there. Yep. So anyway, the upcoming course on dataset, it's going to be really useful because I'm going to be teaching how you can get the most out of your model training with clever captioning. It's going to be a lot of videos and they're going to be long, but they will come out full access for everybody at first. Ultimately, they'll all become members only videos. So I'm building up the e-learning course for the channel. But they will be free on the channel for a time. So the idea is that they are available for a limited time for people that are actually subscribed and actively watching the channel. And then obviously over time, they will go into the members only section. But I'm going to be constantly making them. So, and as we're looking at some of these, I can tell that you would retrain from some of my you would benefit from some of my tricks in retraining. Yeah. And that's all I want to do. I just want to help people out because it's so tricky to get the information nowadays. Everything is kind of all over the place. And it gets very difficult to get all the information that you need in one place. Right, now I do want to try this. See, look at this prompt. It's so cool. Okay. But I've literally done talks. I've done one-to-one training, which has been hours on just control net. Just control net depth and pose, right? And the thing is that when you start talking about how do we build data sets, how do we get the most out of our training model, it's actually really complicated. And just by putting one word in the wrong order or forgetting to put a word at the beginning, you need to have that common word, like an anchor. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining and thank you very much. Yeah, it's very difficult because there's so many different conflicting pieces of information. And I think we're at the point now where this course is going to help a lot of people. That's all I'm saying. See, I've been experimenting with adding more complex tags. I showed you earlier this tool that we've got here, which is trying to take an old data set and then convert it into a new data set. So we've got new pairings with better captions. Of course, there's lots of ways that you can do that. It's not a new thing. The difference here was we were actually going to change the images as well. This shows like the guts of what the actual retagger is doing. Describe, retag, put everything in the right order. And there's another version of this which is actually reimagining them, which is essentially what this was doing earlier. So you put, there's your data set goes in one image, and then out the other end you get something else. It's not in image to image mode right now, but for example, I could feed this image into itself. It's a useful little thing to do. So we just copy and paste the clip space and then immediately switch it over to image to image. So that'd be text to image, all loaded with the same Lora. Because this is quite interesting. I like this. This is cool. You see there's like a little car and everyone has like a palace on a giant. Look at this craziness. I love this world. Imagine how, yeah, I live here. I live here. People just blast down this road. Would you still drive fast? I think you would. That's the joke. I think you probably would, even though it's like certain death. If you go off the edge there. But hey. Ah, look at that. That came out real nice. Look, did you see the difference there? It just sharpened everything up. It actually made the scale look a little bit more believable this time. The woman is actually better. Everything's suddenly better. All I did was image to image with the describe, so it gave me a better caption. Right? Probably mixed it up with a bunch of other captions. Did I? Let's put that. Did we put that in there as well? Nope. That was the last prompt. Let's do it again. I want to be fair. Yes, that's a good point actually, South Bay. It did get crazy. In fact, it's so crazy right now. I'm at the point of I'm gonna do another PhotoFlux pack update. It'll be version 20, but it might be the last one to go on Civit unless there's like a major change, because this is the problem. When you have 20 versions, and look, see this? You guys can't see that. The last, I don't know why, missing. I'm guessing that there was a problem. And the thing is that it's sort of like, there's no point putting this up now. Because it's empty anyway. Everything I put up there is gone. I'm guessing they were just doing some site maintenance. It happens to every website. It's no big deal. But it basically means that V19 is kind of scuffed. And obviously, if you were using DJZ workflows on GitHub, if you were cloning that, you won't be affected because... here we go. PhotoFlux Shift Remix Lines version 50 was 2 days ago. And then the latest new workflow is the one I'm working with here. And that is Shift Review V60. And I think the remix version, just there's a ControlNet Union tile, which I was showing off at the beginning of the live stream today. Please make Niji expressive style art. Niji style anime. Ah, yeah. Okay, so, right. I do have an anime model, which I gave away. Where is she? She's actually a character and a style. It was a bit of an experiment. Yeah. Well, that's her. That's her there. That's Thora. I go back. There she is. So it's weird. I was trying to do an experiment here. Main V2 is the main Lora, and scenes, if you load it at the same time at a lower strength, I believe it will well, it's all the scenes, because essentially the Lora model was too big. So what I did was I experimented by grouping the sections of the Lora into separate Loras, so you could load them all up. It works, kinda. It kinda works. It's not as good as having one Lora properly tagged for everything in it. It's not as good as that. But like Airship makes good airships, but you can't really load the main with scenes and the airship, because obviously an airship is like a picture of an airship, right, in the sky. Doesn't make sense to have a person then in front of it. Because what was she doing? Was she flying in the air? I guess. I don't know. Anyway, it gets difficult for the AI to estimate based on its knowledge. But how to make Niji style anime? Oh, right. You want to make Niji style anime? Yeah, that's super simple. What we do, right, is we go over to Midjourney bot, and then we type Niji. Oh, wait, hang on. You can't do that, can you? Imagine prompt cool anime cat in a TV show on, well, yeah, a TV show. Yeah, that sounds good to me. V. And I think, is it Niji? It can't be that simple, surely. No. But we can train our own as well. Oh, I had to put a number at the end. What? I'm not supposed to be talking about Midjourney. What are you doing to me? See? Dash Niji 6. Ah, it's no version. No V. Like that. Hey! See, I see. Oh man. Can I do info here? What am I even done now? 38,000 images. That's not bad considering I haven't really used it for a year, right? But yeah, so it's gonna make that. Let me just double check the chat because I can't see it now. Midjourney has Niji V6. Yeah, I got there in the end, buddy. But no. What I would have done is I would have simply got some anime images myself and then trained them in my own data set. But yeah, here we go. Look at that. We got a cat boy. I said a cool anime cat. Could be a cat girl, I guess. I do like this one. That third one is quite wholesome. Okay. Let's give it an upscale. All right. So, for example, if I was running my anime model, it would be very simple to set up. I could just clear this. And I could do Thora main. I've got them by sub thing as well. So, you know, if I want to do sneaking. Oh, you didn't. You didn't just do that. It did. What else did it copy? Did it copy anything else? Is that it? No. Oh, didn't even load the Lora yet. Well, that's okay. You'll be able to see the difference. So, that's the one there, Lorelei. So this wouldn't be like, you know, this would be an example of what you can expect to get if you train the model in the way that I teach people. The courses, like I said, are going to be going up on the e-learning. I do one-to-one training as well. Or you can just stick around and watch the tutorials as they come out in the future. There will be free ones. So can we actually load the thing? Ah, too weak. Too weak. That one looks good. Ah, it's on image to image as well. Right, start and go. You know what? Dump all of these. Dump them all. There. Computer's having a hard time. The name of the workflow that I'm using here doesn't actually exist yet, but let me just, here we go. I'll push it for you now. So, workflows, we have it here, PhotoFlux. It's in the root of the model because it's like quite a new one. So, and then if I go into my comfyui, somewhere you have a user folder with a default and a workflows. So you can see that path. User default workflows. That's pretty much where all this stuff goes. So I'll put the CNET Union version up as well. So what I do is I'll just drop it in there. And then, as I've shown in my thing, when you are, so for example here, trying to find the little, look, trying to get the little corner thing, there it is. When I'm inside default workflows, once I've done this, I've got DJZ workflows. It's probably at the bottom of the screen. I bet you couldn't see it. Oh no, it is there. So this is my pack here, right? If I click on the address bar and type CMD, that's Charlie Mike Delta, it's going to do nothing to embarrass me. What it should do is open up a command line. Let's try it again. Sometimes it doesn't work. Look at that. Broken. Right. I'm going to shut this. Shut this. Open it again. Right. CMD. It's not doing anything, is it? Isn't that amazing? Or is it making a million of them and I can't see them? Oh, no, wait. There we go. There we go. That's what it was supposed to do. All right. Now let's try again, shall we? See, I hate to say it, but Microsoft, you know what I mean? It's like, maybe, you know, like features that they had that have been reliable for decades. You know, maybe try it first. Right click. Let's try right click. Okay, right click. Oh, well, actually, right click is actually a little bit broken now. See, you'd think right click. They can't mess right click up, right? But actually, so like I said, I try to just get on and do what I can. Right. So here we are in the comfyui folder. And I'm going to go down to the same place I was. So user, default, workflows. All right. And then I'm going to scroll all the way down because I already cloned the workflow pack in here. So now I'm in the workflow pack, right? CMD. Yay! And that's what should have happened. And then you can just do git pull. And then it's going to pull any new workflows in. Unless, of course, you've changed them. So this is a good point. I'm glad I'm doing this. So as you can see here, I have saved over, I've edited over some of these. So the Soda SDXL. Now the way that you solve this is kind of counterintuitive, but it does make sense. So if I know that the files that I've changed are inside, because what it is I've made changes to stuff in there, so it doesn't want to overwrite those changes and potentially I'll lose my work, right? Even though I shouldn't really edit stuff in there. I should make a copy and edit it somewhere else, right? But for whatever reason, it's probably a big mistake. Probably what's happened here shouldn't have happened. But regardless, the way to fix it is simple. So as you can see, Auto Basic 40, that's one of them. Trio 40, that's another one. And Basic V42, that's another one, right? Delete them. Run it again. Ta-da! Now I've got the latest stuff. All right? So that's how you would resolve a conflict in this case, because I know that the new version is more up to date than, right? I don't edit the stuff in here, ever. Once it's there, it's there. Like, if there's an update, you know what I mean? It's because I've made it better. But I'm not going to just change things for no reason, basically, right? Okay. The only thing about the GitHub versions is the version numbers. So obviously in GitHub, you're updating the same file every time. So that means these are what they are, right? So what I do is I put them in the root. So if you go into, for example, Flux, the edited versions that have like higher version numbers, they're in the root. They're the most up to date. And then what I've done is I've organized the older versions, because this is what I'm talking about. It's impossible. If you were downloading my versions from Civit and then trying to keep them organized, it's impossible. It's impossible. There's 100 workflows here. There's 100 workflows here, and that's just for Flux. There's 100 workflows for Flux, okay? So I'm trying to make your life easier by saying, look, these are all of the, look, there's the archived versions up to V19 or something, V15. And then here are they broken down. And then here are the most up-to-date versions. I try to do the same thing for every pack, but I'll be honest, Photo is the biggest one. Kolors was second, because that came before it. A Coda, that is. Started Soda recently, but it's still a baby. Barely out the gate. All right. Okay, so that's covered that. Let's get back to what we were doing. So I think it's time to look at another Lora. Oh, I do like that though. Super cool. Right. Oh yeah, spoilers. Gonna be training something cool with Flux soon. Okay. Now where were we? Get rid of that now. Get a new one up. So what I want is I want my comfyui models, Loras, and then we want to go for Flux people. Flux people Loras, that's what we're looking at. So let's see what else we've got in the old Discord. Okay. So we've looked at that one. We're going to take a look at Underground Comic Style by South Bay J next. So download that one. Oh, she is ready. So we get back. Refresh. Oh, wow. We got a Lora, we got a Thora. What's the point? Never actually showed you the Thoras. Guess we only actually made one. Just kind of looking over her shoulder in a funny way. But, you know, it's anime. But yeah. Just so you know, guys, I'm planning on doing this community Lora checking out every week. So, you know, it's going to be a part of the live show we do every Sunday. I'd like to catch up with you guys, give you some news on the channel, what's going on. Check out how you guys are doing. Take a look at some of the newer stuff. And then, obviously, answer your questions and check out your Loras. Like I said, we've had a bunch of really cool stuff submitted. So it made sense to make a sort of regular weekly segment where we can go through this stuff. Now, I think in future, what I'll probably do, I'm still trying to get the wheels on the car right now. Last week was the first stream. This week is the second stream. We had a great time last week, so I want to keep doing it. I think we're going to do it Sunday evenings because the early afternoon, it wasn't fair to a lot of people who could never make it. So it seems to be more sensible to do it that way. Oh, look at that. Have we got it on like completely random mode? Because it seems like these are kind of similar. Fixed seed, is it? Ah, that's what it is. Let's go random. Instant go. Okay. While we're talking. Take a look at those. Okay. Because basically, what with the office move and all, it was very difficult to get back in the groove. For the longest time, you know, I've been doing everything from home. So obviously, you wake up, the computer's right there, you know. But we've gotten over that now. It was a huge effort to get used to it, but we got over it. Things can start getting back to normal now. It's sort of weird, like, I went from like daily videos to big gap because just can't get at the computer. Couldn't get at the computer for any reasonable amount of time. It's a nightmare. But as I say, we're all back on and rocking now. So loads of stuff to look at. To be honest, this is like our chill out stream. There's a good one. And I hope you'll notice that it's the same art style, it's the same character, you know. So if it was something you wanted to do, if you wanted to make anime characters with a consistent look and feel and all that, that is something that you can definitely do. It's all about curation. If you curate the images, then the model will produce consistent results with that view. You know, like for example, when I was picking the images, I tried my hardest to make sure that her face is the same, right? So like, it's the same person. If you ever draw the person wrong, it will skew the results of the model. So it's all about curation. You've got to like, so here we go. Her hair is turning into a cable. It's nothing you can't fix. But if I was to say anything, she looks a bit younger than usual here. But it's sort of like, I don't know. Sometimes I think you go pixel blind because you're so familiar with the content that you're picking stuff out that a lot of people maybe wouldn't notice. Like, for example, in this image, she's wearing a mechanic outfit. The mechanic outfit is red, and it's got a lot more straps on everywhere, right? But this hairstyle, this spiky hairstyle, it's not normally spiky. It's kind of like this, wavy, but it's not like spiky. So you think sometimes that's the Flux base model having an influence. So now she's back to long hair again, see? And something else I noticed is sometimes if a model has a bunch of like art with two-tone hair colored women in it, a lot of the time it'll try to make your hair two-tone because it'll interpret this as being a lighter color and this as a darker color. And sometimes it might just ignore the red and make that white or make this black. But this is the sort of thing that you get faced with all anime models, really. Just like here, she's holding a gun and it's trying to do the lens flare on her fist. And it's because the prompt actually says, see, these prompts come from my model that was generated with Blip2. The captions were generated with Blip2. And as you can see, it made a mistake, a gun in her hand and a gun in her other hand, but she didn't. She only had one gun, not two. And so often you see this mistake again. So this one, she doesn't even have a gun in her. Oh, wait, no. All right, I forgot. This is what's up next. Even I forgot. This is what's up next. It's not this picture. It was the last picture. I made that mistake earlier. But yeah, she's got a gun in her hand and a gun in her other hand. But whoa, what? I got a new name for my comic, guys. Mega Tower Batior. I like it. Should I make a whole book just about this? We could. All right. Let's take a look at this underground comic style, right? Now, I wonder if I could just change it halfway through. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Flux Peoples. Where is it? Don't even have it yet. Right. Refresh. Robert Crumb. Is that... Okay. Cool. Flux Peoples. Robert Crumb. Where is he? There he is. Okay, and then we take a look, and the trigger is Robert Crumb. So we're going to put that into text to image first. And take that off, put that on. There we go. Robert Crumb. Oh, wait. I suppose we do need something, don't we? Let's put season 3 on. Go. It's taken a long time to initialize. Strength 1. should probably alter that as well. 1. Nice. Nice. Solid. And you know, the reason I'm getting good results immediately is because solid token. Okay. Do you know what? I'm just going to do a quick thing here and explain something real quick, because this is so important. Let me just put this to instance so we got a nice little thing to look at as well while I do this. Well done, mate. Very nice model. Very, very nice. All the models we've looked at tonight have been great. The only issue is, like I said, sometimes you get a bit lost because you don't know what the triggers are. And I'll be honest with you, if I lost my triggers, I wouldn't know one model from another. So it is a trick. It is a bit of a... I've always said this since the very beginning, that we needed some... Like, it would have been so good if there was, like, something in the file where you could open up the file, maybe look in the header or something and see, oh, this is the token for this model, mate. And I swear there was a way of doing it, but I haven't been able to make it work. So if I can't make something work, I don't tell you about it, basically. Because it's not my place to talk about things that don't work. I talk about things that do work. That's what I do. So as you can see, I'm adding in my generic prompts. I have a generic prompt generator, as I've showed you in the past. So painting of a giant robot in front of a giant robot with glowing eyes. I love this fate. I want to read this guy's comic. What's he all about? What's he all about? I want to know more about these characters. Yeah, this is a really cool drawing style, dude. This is coming out real nice. Do you know what? I've got something for you. This is going to be crazy. Okay, so basically, we've got a really high denoise right now. So if I put this on image to image, and I'm going to throw in one of my super secret, top secret. It's not really top secret, guys. I'm just messing around. I'm going to throw in the Unholy Alliance and see what we get. I'd love to know what it does with that. And the prompts are going to change every time. In fact, you know what? Let's speed this up. It's still going to look good. Still going to look good. I'm very confident. Okay. It should work without the trigger. Yeah, I'm sure it does work without the trigger. I just really wanted to show people what that style was all about. Hello. Where'd you come from? That's freaky. That was the last image. I get it. It did it right. It still just loaded this image up. So cool. So yeah, it loaded this image up before I had time to change the other thing. It's like the door slammed on my hand. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. See what I mean? Damn. That's coming out perfectly. You know, like it's nailed it. And it's because I can do the token. Right, so anyway. So while it's doing this, oh, man, using the Unholy Alliance was crazy. Let's see if I got another one I could throw in there for fun. Let's see. Good ones in here today, see? Yeah, let's do that one. That one's pretty cool. So I'm just going to shove that there. Damn. Okay, so it's on image to image, which means it's going to be using this. So let's just put that there. And then what else is it doing? So it's going to say Robert Crumb in front of it now. It should get even better. Oh, wait. No, no, no. I am dumb. I already did it. I don't need to do it twice. There we go. See, I already injected the trigger here, and then I've concatenated my own captions, look, with the interpretation of what it is. So you get like all the captions from Vision, plus all the captions from the generator, plus the trigger, all together, even with the clip L, and get it all together, throw it in, and then finally it's so funny to me because it used to be a dog go, and you get a picture. And now it's like, well, what we do is we get 2 LLMs to interpret the picture, and then it's like one chapter later. But hey, make some cool images. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about the caption route. This is something which I've been doing and teaching for a long time. This is like what I call foundational, a foundational practice, you could say, right? Nothing secret here. Let's just move him over a bit. Get that back. Okay. So what I want to talk to you about basically is the caption route. Right? A lot of you guys already know this, so this will be for people who didn't. Right? But a super simple way to explain this is that every prompt might start off with a photo of a man wearing a jacket. Okay? And then you might have a painting of a woman wearing a dress. And then you might have a sketch of a dog wearing a hat. Now, I've picked these examples on purpose. So first of all, you have the type of image that's being generated. Then you have the gender of the subject or species, same thing. Wearing, which I would call a phrase, wearing a, right? And actually wearing a is way more powerful than dress or woman might be in context, because natural language processing means it understands the context. So by extension, if I was to say sketch an XKX sketch, what is the difference here? And I've mentioned this before in Discord many times in videos. So as you can see here, what we have is 3 different versions of the same thing. Someone is trying to train a Lora, and they are trying to train XKX as their trigger. Now, in the first example, this trains the image style sketch, right? It's not just any sketch, it's XKX sketch. Very, very important, right? So that's what you're training. You're actually training XKX sketch with that token, right? In the second case, and you probably can tell because this is part of a one-to-one training course I wrote, so it's going to lead you to, I hope that you can see where this is going. So this is to train the dog, the type of dog, the specific type of dog. It's not just any dog, it's XKX dog. And you would train it on lots of pictures of dog, right? So this, you would be training lots of different sketches. And this one happens to be a dog wearing a hat. Whereas in the second case, you're training a specific dog. And in this sketch, it happens to be wearing a hat. The hat's not important, the dog is more important, right? And so then finally, obviously, you can tell where this is going. This is to train the hat. So this data set would contain hats. The dog is not important. There are many images of hats in this model and everything else. So what I'm saying is the placement of this determines the attention, right? So with all that being said, what's the caption route? Okay, so I'm training an anime model. Chances are I want to train an anime style model. So I'm going to say anime XJX. And then it'll be woman. anime XJX dog, anime XJX table, anime XJX car, right? So XJX is my trigger. Now, why would I do this? There's two reasons. Number one, it becomes interchangeable. So if I was to say photo XJX woman, if I had enough good examples with lots of different things after this, you know, woman wearing a hat, woman wearing a dress, woman wearing a thing, okay? Lots of different examples that really strengthen the concept of this woman, right? It's this woman. Okay, now obviously if I wanted to do the anime style itself, it'd just be XJX anime. Okay, which works. That's also fine. Okay. But if I wanted to say XJX photo woman, it knows what a photo is. And so it's able to estimate, right? It can estimate because it has a good idea of what XJX anime woman was. And it knows what photo is. So it can estimate, even though you didn't teach it, you never gave it an image. That's how we can do photos of Goku and realistic Tomb Raider from 90s JPEGs of like polygons, because it knew, it was trained on, you know, probably XJX woman, right? So XJX, again, I should probably cover this. If you were to type Tomb Raider, okay, as one word, that is a way of making a token, okay? Because technically these is two words. Technically that's one word, but actually it's probably split up more like that. I'm not sure exactly. I'd have to actually check because the tokenization is so you can't even see what the hell it is now. But the point is that normally they would be 2 or 3 letters. So XKX doesn't spell anything. There's no, you know, if I was to type lots of different words, just slam them all together, things like XJX doesn't exist, right? There's no word that spells XJX. And this is why we end up using these as like a latent anchor for a concept, okay? So what's a caption root? I keep coming back to this. Okay. So if I have 300 pictures, right? And I need to divide them up. Let's say I want to divide them up into 30s. So that's 10 folders of 30 images. And then we can reach that goal pretty quickly. Okay? So 10 folders of 30. Now, why does that matter? Well, because every caption will start the same. I actually say caption there. Every caption starts the same. That's what I mean by a caption root. Okay? So I can give you examples. If we just go over to my DJZ nodes, I have a prompt list node. And inside the prompts, we've got the captions, which I use to train the models. Okay? So if we go into NTTW full, you'll notice there's a pattern here. Now this was trained with WD14 tagger, right? Which is why they're all comma separated values, yeah? Now that is the name of the folder which it was inside. So I had a bunch of images, they all have a similar theme, yeah? And so this is the root. Sky Monastery style, Crane House style, Skyforge style. Guess what? This was a house with cranes. This was a monastery in the sky. This was a forge which was in the sky. Okay, rock house. It's a house on rock. So I'm not trying to be like, this isn't like crazy difficult. I've literally slammed 2 words together because, as I mentioned just now, XJX is just an unlikely sequence of letters, okay? But what we can do, and what people did early on, was they would hijack. So they would say I look a bit like a famous person. To make it easier to train me, I just use his name. Because if the model knows who Nicolas Cage is, and I look like Nicolas Cage, and it doesn't have to be exact, you know, you just have the same facial shape, maybe the haircut, the hairline. If that matches what you look like, and then the model can, then what you're doing is you're fine-tuning that into you, okay? Anyway, so that was one way that we were training Loras early on. You don't need to do that now. There's easier ways of doing it. But so if I was to say, anyway, XJX man, comma, now how do you make the model better? You can't just put XJX man and put like 300 images. So what are the 10 folders for? Okay, right. So the 10 folders. 1, indoors. 2, outdoors. 3, different outfits. 4, more locations. 5, art styles. 6, more photos. More photos. So you can like, when I say that, what I mean is like color graded stuff. You can teach it all kinds of stuff. And the big thing you have to bear in mind is it's about difference. So it's looking for similarity. So if you want it to ignore things, just have to make sure they're different. So that means if you take a bunch of pictures in the same room, same day, same clothes, same subject, like yourself, taking pictures of yourself at the computer screen, what you will do is you will create a universe that is locked into that room. Okay? So the caption route is really important because all it really is saying photo XJX man, and then you go on to continue to describe your image in the normal way. You know, you do your long text and then your comma separated tagging. That's fine. Also, multi-res is a good idea too. But yeah, let's just check in and look at the thing. You need to be specific on the words. Yep, it's very true. And look at this. This is just piling out bangers. I feel like I need to give it something more difficult to chew on here. Let's give it that. That'll be fun, won't it? Yeah. Just chuck that one in there. So once again, thank you very much to South Bay J for the underground comic style Flux Robert Crumb Lora. Works really nicely. It's a solid job, mate. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. And we'll just let this one run. So, as you can tell, we've probably been talking about this now for, I don't know, 20 minutes. Probably feels like 10, 20 minutes I've spent talking about just this caption route and captioning and all this. As you can tell already, to fully cover this would take hours. And that's why I'm making this new course. Because I feel like once I've got it in structure and laid out, you can follow along and then you know everything I know. And I don't know everything, okay, guys? The only reason I know what I know is because I tried it out myself. I sat there and I went, oh, what happens if... And I can give you a breakdown of the process right now. So once you've got the images you're happy with and you've grouped them up, it's essentially a case of repeated trainings. So we're going to do repeated trainings on the same data set. Okay? Everyone thinks it's one and done. This is not. This is an art form. You have to refine your work. So 1, class token. So what does that mean? What's a class token? It'd help if I actually wrote it right. Class token. So so for something like this, the class token would probably be like, well, actually, it kind of is this. That is kind of your class token, actually. Just being fair. And it's clever as well, because what he's done is he's gone R0, B3. So look, there's the only token here is crew. That's the only token there. The rest has been broken up with numbers that it ignores. So it's probably, well, I don't know actually. Maybe Flux doesn't ignore numbers anymore, okay? I want to be fair about that. That was an old thing. In SD 1.5 and older versions of Diffusion, you would type a number in, unless you put it in quotes, it would just get ignored, and you certainly couldn't train it. So yeah, let's get back to here. We can't see the outputs, man. Hell yeah, look at these guys. They're so fresh. I want to put them all into Flux Upscaler. Don't you reckon that'd be a good idea? Don't you reckon? I reckon that'd be a good idea. Right, I'm going to disable this for now. So let's just to cap this off, right? Class token 1, 2, more descriptive captions. Repeat forever or until until the heat death of the universe. Okay? Because when is art ever finished? Art's never finished. Alright? You have to basically move on to your next project in order for a project. Your previous project ends when you start your next one. It's never over, guys. You'll always be sat there going, oh, I could have made it better. So, alright, let me just put it back down there. So now we've got this one loaded up. What I want to do is I want to show you how I would do that. So I've got another tab here, which I was showing you the caption enhancer stuff. So I'm going to use this one. So if I come down, go down to my DJZ workflows, come all the way down to the photo flux, come all the way down and get my boosted upscaler lines. That should be the one. So now this is the upscaler. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to steal it. Now, normally I don't do this. Normally I keep them separated. All right. Normally I'd have like a tab for upscaling. But I want to show you how to do it. So Control C. Back to the original. Make sure you're in a clear space. Control Shift V. All right, now we've got this in here, and now because it's self-encapsulated, it doesn't need to be hooked into anything. It just works. And so this is the input here. This is where your image is coming in to be upscaled, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the output, and I'm just going to pass it straight in. Of course, he misses. Look at that. There we go. We got him. Mute that for now. Take a look at the settings real quick. Always a good idea just to confirm them. Like, that's not being used. You can ignore that. It's not. It's taking the image height and width, and it's using that. What's this? That's also not being used, so it's being color graded and color corrected by itself. And then this is the legendary stage 2, which blows up everyone's computers. So we won't be needing that right now. And I mean that in a joking way. It doesn't actually blow them up. You just run out of memory. And nobody likes running out of memory. And yeah, of course I can post this for you as well, guys. No problem. No problem. Like I said, that's what I'm here to do. So, and obviously, just to remember, image apply LUT, we covered this in our tutorial. You really need to get on the LUTs. There's so many, and you can make your own. I got Ridley Scott. It's too good. It's too good. It's such a great time to get into this, honestly. Part of the comfyui essentials pack, and just to cover where those actually go, because I do like to sort of, you know, sometimes people don't get all of the stuff, right? Sometimes people don't see all the videos. It's very difficult. So if I come in here and then I search for essentials, and then I'll see here we have LUTs, and that's where they go. .cube format, that's the industry, or one of the industry standards. There are others. Just be real. And obviously, if you don't know how to get that to run, you can just delete it. No big deal. Right, so where does it actually show you the controls for the upscaler? I think I do it here. No. It's here. So that's your upscale value right there. It's going to do a 2x by default. And we're using a 0.1 with 12 steps. And currently at 1.0, which is, this is where I start, okay? Sometimes I might up the model sampling flux. Sometimes I might reduce the denoise. These are your two balancing sliders to get good pictures, get good image. So let's see how that goes. Obviously, it has its own prompt for upscaling, which is quite simply that for both clips. This is both positive as well. There is no negative prompt. And it's very fast as well, which we like. So here we have, look at this dude. I love the like, it's I don't know what it is. It's like it's the art style, isn't it? It's the way it's actually drawn, It's just learned it so well. I mean, when you zoom in, it looks pretty bad actually, but it's one of those things, like sometimes people complain about how, oh, when I zoom in, it looks bad. When you print this, you can't zoom in. Okay? If you print this, it'll look like that. Your eyes don't zoom in. Okay? Anyway. It's just something, because we're digital designers, we're used to being able to do things. This is superhuman powers right now, okay? Like, you need, like, superhuman eyeballs. Anyway. Always test it 1-to-1. Oh. Oh. Wow. And then the color grade. Oh, dude. Oh, shit. I can almost read it. Directed me vidangli. Le père mon. It looks like, I think it's French, guys. I'm sorry, I don't read French. And yes, I can definitely post this one up. So what we'll do is I will literally come in here and I will say Shift Lora review upscale. So what we'll do is we'll give this one a proper name. Because this is actually kind of like a mainline thing I'm developing here. So we'll say, doesn't have seen it anymore, but it does have upscale. Can I type 70? There we go. Copy that. Okay, and wait a minute. When I saved it, it erased my previews. No. Okay, put it back on instant. How are we doing on the randomness? It's good. We're on text to image. Robert Crumb. And then it's injecting my stuff here as well. Okay, that's cool. Is it actually going to run though? I feel like it's not running. There we go. Oh wow, a large blue and green creature is the central focus of the image with a glowing red eye at the center. The creature is surrounded by a circular halo of light, casting a glow on the surrounding area. The creature is seated on a table with a lit book in front of it, suggesting a spiritual or mystical setting. Ah, it continues. So let's have a look at the source. Okay, a little bit of a secret. I love Midjourney V3. Okay, I don't know what it is. Midjourney V2 and Midjourney V3. Oh, it's hard to pick a favorite, but I think Midjourney V3. A lot of people just see a mess. But to me, this is like some kind of weird, you know, like oil blots. You know, like oil blots. You see what you want to see. I see some kind of crazy alien. Some kind of galactic alien. Anyway, I don't know. It looks like the AI sees it too. Because I said, oh wait, we're going to, the next image, up next, a man in golden armor, standing in the middle of a body of water. I guarantee that's not what we're going to get. We're going to get that. Let's just, quick, before it changes. Because it'll change before I've even looked at it. It's the one I was reading out earlier. So I think it's actually going to put them together. Let me just put that there, and then we need another one for what it actually is. That's what's actually going on. Let's just put these back. Save it. There's always more to do. What's going on here? Oh my gosh, don't need that in there. That's interesting. You can see the yellow. It's lost its glow because of the color space. Damn. Is it just me, or is it continuously making the same thing? Is it because it's interpreted that as a book? I love it. I love it so much. It's like deliberately generating old AI stuff as an extremely noisy thing to let it just go nuts. What do you think this is? Okay, make it. That's what I've said here. That's what this actually does. You give it an image and you say, what is it? And then I say, I reckon it's this, with a style and a load on a Lora. Oh man, this is coming out amazing. I would like to see something else though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw one of these in right now. And then we'll do that one next. That one looks like that. Okay. But if you didn't see this, you'll want to rewind the stream or watch it back. But basically, I just gave away a whole bunch of crazy knowledge about this stuff. I tried to break it down for people. Really, this is why I make the tutorials that I make, because I can't seem to get the simple information, and a lot of people couldn't find it. So this is why I started teaching. It's nothing personal, you know what I mean? It's like if you want to cover the basics, that's fine, but it's not enough. It's a very deep subject now. And there's a lot of finer points, which you'll only learn by messing up many, many times. And I think education is about teaching you where those mess up points are so that you don't have to make every single... You're still going to make mistakes. Everyone does. That's how we learn. But at least you don't have to make all the same mistakes. Look at this. I'm loving this. See, the thing is, my big project will be to create a model. I want to train Flux to make stuff like this, because this was AI art for about a year, and AI art has slowly become better. Okay, AI art got better, but I think there's something that there was some kind of charm with this type of work. I want to preserve it in any way I can. So that's why we make stuff, right? Look at this. It's so funny. Oh my god. Right, I'm just going to check out the comments because I've been like getting into it. All right, boys. What do we got? Yes. The workflow with the upscaler, yep, I tried to train it at higher res, it looked bad, it lost the style, lost all the detail. Yes, exactly, South Bay, that's what I'm saying, see? The problem that we're going to have with our AI models is they're going to get so good at making good image that it won't make what it thinks is a bad image, and it might think that this styling is bad. This, I guess you could call it cross-hatching, but I think this goes a bit beyond cross-hatching, doesn't it? It's a special type of shading, isn't it? Like a contrast sketch shading, I guess. I think it looks amazing. It's exactly what I was looking for, funnily enough. I mean, look at this. What is going on here? What is going on here? Is this the new Attack on Titan? The new Attack on Titan season? I thought that was over. That's clearly Eren. He looks like he needs to eat something again. All right. So anyway, I've had a lot of fun. I hope you've had a lot of fun tonight too. In future, there will be more stuff. I only planned one thing for this, which was to take a look at you guys' submitted Loras. Now, we've looked at them all now, right? And I just let it run the last one, okay? Mostly because it was just, I wanted to talk about other things. But that is pretty much the stream, guys. If there's anything which I forgot to respond to or answer, I do apologize, but I think I covered all the comments. So. There will be another stream next Sunday evening. There may be another stream in the midweek, but obviously, because of the time zones, doesn't always work out for everybody. So I'm trying to get a good solid live stream. Should be daily releases every day, 3 p.m. GMT. If I ever have a lot to get out, I will just push it out. I'm not really fussed about views. I want to get the information out because I've got like a long list of stuff I want to get through, and that's the main goal. So don't forget to join on the Discord. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. And don't miss out. See you next Sunday. And see you next time.